Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Ubisoft, who finds themselves in their most dire situation yet. Now 2024 was filled with doom and gloom for the company, where each time there was the latest flop from the company, people would point to that one and say, that's going to be the end of Ubisoft, or that one's going to be the end of Ubisoft. But right now we're looking at some signs that the end truly is arriving, or at the very least, some significant changes are going to be happening in order to save this company from going completely under. So here's the headline from that Park Place. Ubisoft seemingly prepping for bankruptcy ahead of Assassin's Creed Shadows release as past failures spell almost certain doom. Now, if you asked someone in 2020 if they thought Ubisoft to be facing bankruptcy in the next couple of years, they would have said, you're crazy. But no, that is the reality and probably the most feasible route for the company, as we'll see in this video. And beyond bankruptcy, there's only a few options left: a merger or a full buyout, or to just tough it out and try to figure out how they're going to get out of this hole, which seems to be the option they're going with, at least publicly for now. You can see this headline here. Ubisoft today confirmed that leading advisors have been hired to look at transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options to extract the best value for stakeholders. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like things are about to shut down and be sold off. But anyways, they're going to try to work this out for now by having people re-examine how the company is working. And they got a mountain to climb. Some would say an impossible mountain to climb. They have almost as much debt as they do market cap right now, which is absolutely horrifying for the company. And really everything is now hinging upon the success of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that is a very concerning thing. But let's see this statement that was made, the strategic update right here, posted yesterday. Following the strategic and execution reviews initiated by the executive committee a few months ago, Ubisoft is taking decisive steps to reshape the group in order to deliver best-in-class player experiences, enhance operational efficiency, and maximize value creation. Ubisoft announced today that it's appointed leading advisors to review and pursue various transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options to extract the best value for shareholders, which are obviously the main focus here. I like how they start off talking about player experiences. Let's forget it, okay? This is Ubisoft. They care about the shareholders who are leaving in droves right now. So they continue on saying, this process will be overseen by the independent members of the board of directors. Ubisoft will inform the market in accordance with applicable regulations if and once a transaction materializes. Operationally, the company will continue to drive significant cost reductions together with a highly selective approach to investments, and now expects to exceed 200 million euros in reduction of its fixed cost base over the next year or so. And then they say, additionally, as a part of the renewed focus on gameplay quality and engaging day one experiences, it has been decided to provide an additional month of development to Assassin's Creed Shadows, which will now be scheduled for release on March 20th. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed yet again. It was delayed once. Originally, it was supposed to release in November. They actually promised their shareholders that. Well, that didn't work out, so they delayed it until February. And now that February release date has been delayed until March 20th. And yeah, a lot of people are mocking the situation. It just shows clearly the pre-orders are not going very well. And clearly overall, the hype surrounding this game is just non-existent, and they're trying to buy time and find a more strategic time to release this game for reasons we will go over in just a second. But here's the statement. We want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible fans and dedicated teams for your unwavering support since our announcement in September to further refine and polish Assassin's Creed Shadows. Since November, we've been thrilled to share our progress through gameplay overviews, and the overwhelming excitement has truly inspired us. Each week has brought valuable feedback from our community, while we've already made remarkable strides. We believe a few additional weeks are needed to implement that feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience. Accordingly, the new release date is March 20th, 2025. We remain committed to delivering a high-quality, immersive experience fostered by ongoing dialogue between our players and development teams. Oh, give me a break. They're saying that they want to continue the dialogue between players and their development team. That has never existed. Way too late. you have made it very clear for a long time that you don't care about the feedback of anyone. I mean, starting with the choice of Yasuke as one of the co-protagonists and ignoring a lot of the criticisms about the errors in the game, especially when it comes to historical aspects. You just don't care. And now you're pretending to care, and it's way too late. But the replies are absolutely brutal. You can see this comment, again, just cancel it. No one wants to play as a black dude killing Asians in feudal Japan. We see that enough in San Francisco. 25,000 likes. That's how much people are turning on this company. We don't care. 0% interest. This part here would sound great if you hadn't called fans and gamers bigots after they called you out for disrespecting Japan's history and facts. A team of 3,000 is trying to impress gamers with jumping animations. Let me impress you with my closed wallet technique. Brutal. Well, she's not lying. So right after this post, they would release this tweet saying parkour, showing off some parkour aspects of the game, which, of course, this is Twitter, so the quality is absolutely fried. So I'm going to their actual website, and you can see some of the parkour here, okay? You gonna pre-order? Did that change your mind? Are you gonna go pre-order the game now? Of course, like, parkour is a very important aspect of Assassin's Creed games. We know that, but this is what you're releasing after that announcement. This is supposed to be like a big unveiling here, and it's just kind of underwhelming overall. Let's watch one more here.
Why would someone be over here?
Great reaction speed by that NPC right there. He really is quite responsive. But you get the point, right? Like, this is what they're showing, and really it's like, okay, that's fine, looks fine, the environment, all that looks fine, but overall there's just nothing really that exciting about it. And come to find out, me and many other people didn't even know, earlier this month, or back in December, they released a combat gameplay overview. That was on December 10th. When did that happen? Because a lot of people didn't even know this happened. This is pretty key, right? Like, overall, there's a bunch of other clips if you want to watch it, but overall, I mean, it looks fine. It's like, there's nothing amazing about it. It's just like That's really the best way I can describe my reaction. I mean, you can obviously disagree with me on that, but overall, I know a lot of people are just kind of indifferent to the combat. It's just not that great, and same with the stealth play as well. But anyways, what's curious is, after what we just saw there, only one of those two was actually in any way shared onto Twitter, and it was the parkour. They didn't show any clips of the combat, and it's like really confusing. It seems like they're not really utilizing their social media platforms. Even the clips we just saw, they're from YouTube, but they're unlisted videos, meaning you can only get there if you have a direct link. And it's just like, what are they doing in terms of like promoting this stuff? And again, also kind of shaking the confidence of people. All of those clips we just watched, they're all around 10 seconds long each, which is very suspicious to say the least. But anyways, getting back to this delay here, why are they doing this? Do they need more time to actually really polish anything? Well, no. What are they going to do in a couple weeks? There's nothing they're going to do that's going to actually really significantly improve anything with this game. However, I think this is a very strategic move on their behalf, where they're trying to really maximize the potential reach of this game, because February was going to be a brutal month for competition, okay? February releases include stuff like Monster Hunter Wilds, Avowed, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, as well as Civ 7. Okay, there's big titles out there a lot of people are interested in, and Assassin's Creed Shadows was going to be sandwiched between all of those, and it was definitely going to hurt their chance of selling copies. So now they're in March, which is some more greener pastures, and I guess they're going to try to capitalize on basically a better market. However, more controversy, ladies and gentlemen, as pointed out in the replies here. So, you launched the Assassin's Creed Japan game on a day with one of the worst Japanese terrorist attacks. You literally don't care about history, do you? So as it turns out, March 20th is the anniversary of the Shinrikyo terrorist attack in the subway system, where I believe 13 people were killed and dozens other injured. It was a very significant moment, and people are looking at that and more outrage is brewing. After all, it's shown time and time again that there's not a lot of research done by the team at Ubisoft when it comes to really anything with this project in Japanese history in general. We had the whole situation with the Torigate scandal where they released merch with the one-leg Torigate in the background, which was the remains after the atomic bomb was dropped. And not only does it not make sense historically, these events happened 350 years apart, but it just seems incredibly insensitive to include that in the background for your merch, right? Very bad look for them, and that's kind of what's going on with this release date controversy. And you can see people like Veridark posting this, Ubisoft fanboys going into the proposed community notes trying to dispel what's going on here, which is not why the notes are here. This is not needed at all, but anyways, the reason this is a controversy is because of their history. Do I think they chose March 20th as a release date to intentionally insult Japanese players? No. But it just shows once again, they don't really have any awareness of what's going on, and they're just making decisions without thinking about how it might be viewed by an already very disgruntled base of potential customers, especially when it comes to Japanese players. Now, I want to turn to the article we showed earlier in this video. It was written by Francesco here. I'll put a link to this post with the article in the description if you want to check out his work. He's done some very good stuff. In fact, his article helped with our latest GTA 6 video, how we looked into all the wokeness going on at Rockstar. But anyways, he wrote this article about basically the reality of what Ubisoft is facing right now, not just with the company, but also with Assassin's Creed Shadows and how that'll play into really the future of the company, because that's really their Hail Mary pass right now. Now, to give you an idea of just how bad this situation is, okay, right now their market cap is at an all-time low. It's at 1.6 billion. But the company also has 1.4 billion euros in debt. Okay? That's really bad. On top of that, their market cap continues to decrease. They have a massive workforce of nearly 20,000 employees that cost them an estimated 750 million euros annually. So what are they going to do to fix this situation as these shareholders continue to flee? I mean, something has to give. Well, bankruptcy seems like the most logical route as expressed in this article, but what else can Ubisoft do if they don't want to go down that route? Well, option number one would be an asset sale, which in the past might have been a very good thing for Ubisoft, where they'll sell off some of their IPs. And in this case, they have some very valuable ones, like Assassin's Creed, for example. Unfortunately, because the market cap is so low at 1.6 billion, nothing they have in terms of assets can be sold for anywhere near that number. So they pretty much would have to give a fire sale for some really profitable IPs because their market cap is so low. And I like the metaphor that was used here by Francesco, saying basically Ubisoft is the chicken that's worth, let's say, $10. But the eggs they're producing, you're trying to sell for 30, which would be like the IPs, what have you. A smart buyer would just buy the chicken. Why would you pay more for assets when you can have what's actually producing them in the first place? And in this case, if you have a company like Tencent, for example, why would you buy Assassin's Creed for like $1 billion when you can have the whole company for 1.6 or something close to that? So that puts the next option on the table. What about a full buyout? Will that work? Well, no, because Ubisoft is really damaged goods at this point. Not only do they have massive debt, they have a huge workforce. They also have a lot of other liabilities that come along with buying out a company like them. It's not a very good option for, let's say, like, again, Tencent, for example. It might not be in their best interest to take on such a damaged set of goods that is Ubisoft at this point. So what's the other option at this point? Well, sticking to it. And that's kind of what they're doing right now, or at least what they're trying to give off publicly, because they got some mountains to climb here. Not only do they have the debt, they also have the huge workforce that's going to continue to cost them a lot of money. And what happens next is Assassin's Creed Shadows. That is their Hail Mary pass. They have to succeed. There's no room for failure. There's been too many flops. This is the flop that will end them at this point. There is no way this game can flop. And if this game does sell well, if it generates, let's say, $1 billion in revenue, that's just to basically keep the lights on at Ubisoft. That's how bad the situation is, and they're going to have hit after hit after hit in order to keep going as a company. They have, like I said, an impossible mountain to climb, but it seems very obvious right now that the option they're probably going to go with is filing for bankruptcy, and it seems like, based on what we saw them publicly share yesterday, that is the route they're preparing for, and that is something I expect we're going to see unfold very shortly after Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, and likely will not do too well. Of course, it's such a successful franchise, it's not going to come out and do Concord numbers. It's going to do good numbers, but just like with Veilguard, the numbers they need for the budget they have with an IP that they're using, and also the current state of Ubisoft, they have to explode with sales, and I just don't think that's going to happen, because a lot of people just made their minds up about this game based on the many different controversies involving Assassin's Creed Shadows. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.